Hi, it's Fanny of Living Richly on a Budget. Today I'm going to show you how to use Instant Pot Ultra. This video is for you if you have your Instant Pot Ultra in the box, if you're an Instant Pot newbie, or you're just new to the Ultra and you have other versions of the Instant Pot like the Dual. So let's get started. Get your condensation cup and you're going to snap it in the back. There are grids back here. You just snap it in like that. So what that does is it's going to catch some of the water from the Instant Pot. A lot of people have told me that they don't have this condensation cup, but you have it. It comes in the package it's inside the cup here, the rice cooker cup. So you can see that it's right here. So you think you don't have it, you do have it. So this is the inner pot at the Instant Pot. Make sure you take out all the cardboard. There's one inside the pot and there's one underneath the pot. When I wash this, I always make sure that the inner pot, the outside is dry before I put it back in, and I let it dry like this so that I never forget the inner pot, because a lot of people forget it and they cook without the pot, and you pour liquid into this, you can destroy your Instant Pot. So what you'll notice about this model, the Instant Pot, is that this inner pot only has the halfway mark and 2/3 as a guide. It doesn't even have the max. Well, it says the max is 2/3 full. If you look at the pot for the Dual, you see that it has the rice cooker cup measurements, which I find to be convenient, and also the liter measurements. If you like the old model inner pot with the guides, then you can always order an extra pot. So to close the lid, you're going to match up this arrow to this arrow and turn it clockwise to seal it. To open it, you just open it back that way and then open it like that. And then you can rest the lid on the fins like this. And I notice that this is slightly tighter than the other Instant Pots. A new feature that the Ultra has that the other Instant Pots don't have is this new steam release valve. So instead of before you used to flick it to do a quick release, now you press this button and it releases this valve so that the steam can come out. And to close it, you push it up and it pops back in. For owners of previous versions of the Instant Pot, the float valve looks like this when it's not under pressure. When it's under pressure, it will pop up higher and stick out. Let's go over the display on the Instant Pot. So this is very different than the other Instant Pots as well. So instead of just buttons that you press on the previous models, now you have this dial. It reminds me of a stereo. So this dial, you turn it left and right, and when you go left, it goes down. You go right, it goes down this way, and it goes around in a circle. Pressure cook is the one you're going to use the most. And what you're going to do first is, when you want to go to pressure cook, it's blinking and you select it by pressing the button in. So now this rectangular display is blinking. You're going to press on it to select the time. So whatever I want, say I want 10 minutes. Then press it again to lock it in. And then I'm going to select what pressure setting I want. There's low or high. You're going to usually choose high. So I'm going to press it again to select it, and once it's going to this blinking rectangular thing, then you can select delay. Delay is when you want to start the Instant Pot later. I never use that feature. And then and you can choose whether or not you want to keep warm after it finishes cooking. Usually keeping it warm is a good idea. So I just leave it on, and then I click start. You can click start to start the Instant Pot. And you see this graph going to let you know what it's at. So there's going to be preheating mode, cooking mode, and then keep warm mode. Just to let you know what the status of the Instant Pot is at. If you want to cancel it, I press cancel to stop cooking. Now let's go to the next feature you're going to use a lot of, which is the saute mode. It's down here. So I'm going to turn the dial left all the way to saute until it's blinking. You can leave it at 30 minutes. And you can select the temperature. There's low, medium, high, and custom. So usually If I'm just sauteing something, I'll usually click on high, and it also tells you what the temperature it is. So high, let's see, let's look. Low is 221, medium is 336, high is 345. You can also do custom settings. The custom setting goes from 104 at the lowest to 338. And also when you're sauteing, you're gonna make sure you have to keep this lid open because you're just sauteing in the Instant Pot, so the bottom heats up and it's like you're sauteing in a pan. So you want to brown some onions or garlic or meat, you can use the saute setting. The saute setting is good for making popcorn. I have a popcorn video you can check out. You can buy the extra lid for that. So this extra lid is handy for saute mode and also for making popcorn or storing Instant Pot in the fridge. If you want to exit whatever setting you're on, just click cancel and you go back to the main menu. And there's also this new Sterilized Button feature where you can sterilize things like baby bottles. There's this new button called the Ultra where you can customize and set the cooking time, the pressure, none, low or high, and the temperature. In Ultra mode, you can do Sous-Vide, which is cooking food in a sealed bag, then cooking it to an exact temperature in a water bath. To do this in Ultra mode, for the pressure, you choose none, then you select your desired temperature, which can be low, medium, or high, or you can click on custom and select an exact temperature. If you want to turn off the sound on Instant Pot, this is how you do it. Press the button for 5 seconds. You can go to the sound mode. You can, just click it, select off, click it again, and then I'm going to press start. And then now the sound is gone. If I turn the dial, you'll notice that there's no sound. If you want to turn it back on, go back to that setting. You press it for 5 seconds. Click it back to on. When the on is blinking, click it again, then press start. Also, I wanted to show you this other setting that I saw. There's a temperature unit. You can go Celsius or Fahrenheit. And there's also an altitude feature. You can choose feet or meters. And then you can choose like what altitude you're at. Let's look at the lid for a moment. So I turn this upside down and there's a sealing ring in here. You have to make sure it's snapped in all the way before you begin cooking. Otherwise it's not going to come under pressure. When you wash your Instant Pot, you can take this ring out, the sealing ring out, to rinse it, to wash it, and snap it back in. The floating valve is the bottom of it. You can remove this rubbery part to clean it, but you gotta be careful with this pin. You can lose this pin that's underneath. It's gonna be, once you pull this out, the pin's gonna drop. And this part, this anti-block shield, you can just push it up to open it, to clean it, snap it back in. I like to store my Instant Pot, the lid, upside down so that the sealing ring has a chance to air out, and I don't really have problems with smells. So here are the accessories that the Instant Pot comes with. This is the trivet, and this trivet's slightly different. You're gonna place it in like that in the pot, but this one's slightly different because there's a lot of holes in here. I like the trivet that comes with dual because it's locks in food better. But you know, you can use it to put meat in there, big vegetables. And then here's the rice cooker cup or rice measuring cup. 1 cup. I should go, my guide is half a cup, so half of this cup per person. So 1 whole cup is for 2 people. And this is the rice paddle. Rice paddle can stand like this. It has an interesting design. It has an interesting design with this weird bent thing. I never knew why they designed it like that, but you can rest it like that so it doesn't touch the bottom. You can also rest it on the side and also rest it at the edge of the pot. And this is the soup spoon. The trivet goes in like this. You just hold the handle up and you drop it in. I usually wait till it cools off before I remove the trivet. And I use like tongs to pick out the food. If you like this video, please click thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Also follow me on Facebook and check out my other videos. See you next time. Bye.